Good morning, church. Pastor Elizabeth here with a little bit of spiritual Funmation. So today is one of my favorite days of the year. It is Valentine's Day. This day is one of my favorites for two different reasons. The first reason is that it reminds me how much God loves me and how much God loves you. And the second reason is because it reminds me to share God's love with everyone. We're in a special place in my office. This is right behind my desk. You'll see a mishmash of all sorts of different things. All of these things remind me of God's love. Some of them are poems and pictures, and some of them are things that people have made for me. I want to share one of those things with you this morning. This heart right here is one of my favorites because one of the children in our church made it for me. A few years ago, close to Valentine's Day, I gave all of the children hearts during a children's time and encouraged them to write a note for somebody or to draw a picture about God's love that they heard during the sermon that Pastor Tim gave. And one of the kids gave me their heart back, gave the heart back to me. And you'll see on here it says love, and then it has all sorts of words that are related to God's love. And on the back of it, it says, "Know you are always loved." And so I just really, really love this heart because it reminds me of things that are related to God's love. So kindness, gentleness, goodness, joy, all things that are related to God's love. We can have joy in our life when we remember how much God loves us. So this heart stays up in my office to remind me of that love. It also reminds me of the kids in our church. So I have a challenge for you this morning on Valentine's Day. I want you to think of a way that you can share love with someone else in your life. So maybe that is writing notes to somebody, making a phone call to somebody you haven't talked to in a while but have been thinking about. Or you could do something like what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to take some paper. I like doing artsy things, so I'm going to take some paper, and on each little piece of paper, I'm going to write somebody who is important to me on them. So maybe that is family or friends. All sorts of different people could go on that. And I'm going to take a string and string them together and hang it across my room. And then this month, anytime I see a name up there, I'm going to stop and I'm going to pray for that person and pray that God's love will surround that person and that they can feel God's joy too. And so I'd encourage you to do something like that. If you have a different idea of how to share love with someone else, like maybe baking cookies or all sorts of different things to share love, right? You can mention them in the chat below. I hope you have a great week and a happy Valentine's Day, church family.